Hi, I'm Stacey Marie, and it feels great being home. Although I enjoyed my time at the Monument Glamping Campgrounds in Monument, Colorado, it always feels nice to come home. This episode was filmed there. I had the pleasure of interviewing Antonio Barbosa from Infinite Solutions, Nutsa and Helena at the Schumann Wine Estates in the country of Georgia. Yes. For more information about Schumann Wine Estates, go to Schumann, and that is spelled SCHUCHMANN and join listening about this gorgeous estate, villas, and wine. Thank you, Antonio and Helena, for being with me today. Oh my gosh, the estate looks absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely. We're here in beautiful
Georgia Cajeti,
wine region of Georgia.
homeland of wine, actually.
Yeah.
More than 8,000 years of history.
Oh my
Millenniums.
gosh. Wow. So quickly tell me what the weather's like. Is it cold there today?
No, it isn't cold. It's very nice, sunny, and very
People swimming in the pool.
Yeah, already in the outdoor pool. We have people.
Alrighty. I'm
Yeah.
jealous. So
This is a beautiful.
Lena, tell me what you do at Schumann Wines.
Yes, at first, nice to meeting you. So, here I'm the wine ambassador. I'm taking care about our wines, the wine presentations, to introduce our guests, local but mostly international guests, to our wines, because here in Georgia we have very traditional and unique wines, because the homeland of wine. So we have the Georgian traditional kvevari, which is the oldest way of producing wine. And unfortunately, not everybody knows that Georgia is the cradle of wine. So we're working on that, to spread the news that Georgia is so nice, especially here, this area, Cajeti. So we're in Kisishevi. It's a small village where our nice Schumann winery, hotel, and wine spa and everything is located. And I'm introducing the wines to our guests. I'm showing them around, showing them our facilities, like the wine cellar tours. Also,
She's a marvelous ambassador.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
my experience here, I mean, I was here last year
Yeah.
and this year as well. And I'm thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled to be back in Georgia. It really is beautiful country.
You're back.
Yeah.
And you have villas, so when people come visit, they can stay in the villas, correct?
Exactly, that's correct. So we have the villas here, actually directly behind us, and it's a very nice, cozy, quiet surrounding. There's even another pool over there, and fully equipped, and also very nice construction style with bricks, wooden constructions. Very nice to feel the authentic Georgian atmosphere. It's in between the vineyards, actually. It's completely located in between the vineyards. And
we're here, right? It's a beautiful hotel as well.
Yeah.
And imagine you have the backdrop of the Caucasus Mountains, okay, snow-capped. Okay, we're looking at them here. You have just vineyards around you, beautiful pool, green. It's nature. That's what screams here.
Yes.
And actually, the word Georgia comes from, it means agriculture, right?
Yeah.
It's actually a Greek word. And so this is what Georgia is about. It's about that's why this year coming back again, and it has to do with where you feel that it's definitely a place to visit, and it's got to be promoted just a little more. And
yes.
Oh,
Nutsa come.
And this is
greetings, my
and this is
Nutsa.
He's the CEO, the mastermind here. And so
how
nice
are
to
you?
meet
I'm
you.
so happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too.
I was in vineyards. It is like finishing of pruning time. So that's why we're very busy here.
Lots of people I
because-
saw in and
Yeah.
out and stuff going on.
So, and
Yeah.
welcome. I'm
Oh yeah,
you.
thank you.
Your second time here. I'm so happy to see you.
Last year the visit was too quick
It's too
that
quick.
I didn't enjoy it
Yeah.
how I should be enjoyed it.
So this is
Yeah.
about Georgia. It's never enough to be only once here. So you have to repeat and again, like our wines.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So did you make
I
some
wanted to
brief
ask you quickly
descriptive
about the
information?
villas. So the villas have either like
Yes.
1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. Tell us about
Yeah.
it.
Mhm. So we have actually had 2 bedroom villas in at our chateau territory in a 9 hectare of territory. And these villas are not standard, let's say, houses. They are more than real estate. And why I will tell you, we have built them in a 19th century materials. Through the 19th century
Wow.
materials, these are Georgian bricks, Georgian stones. It's like a handmade and like jeweler construction. So that's why the people, while they're there, our guests, they feel like they are in a castle. This is a really chateau and castle-wise experience. So these villas are all in a one style, like they're spacious, they're very authentic. They have 2 bedrooms. Actually, they are quite big. They are 208 square meter with a big veranda, with a big balcony, and together with the vineyards. This is very important point because we have designed this real estate project together with the vineyard and together with the possibility to create their own wine, because the wine is about dream, wine is about realization of dream, and wine is about creation. And when you create wine, but you have also your own kind of villa property where you can sit down, relax, enjoy this beautiful weather, views, and simply be happy. Because in our days, lives like lifestyle which is peaceful, which is fruitful, and the quality of life and time is very important. So that's why we have created this concept together with the wines.
It's a beautiful concept.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
But we are not stopping here, and I will use this opportunity, if you don't mind, if
Oh,
you allow me.
Tell
Yes.
us, tell
to
us, tell us.
Tell
more.
us.
Because this was very much not enough for our guests and customers, because, okay, we have created such an interesting project which unifies villas and wines. And together with all facility, what we have here, this is a wine spa. Oh, our dog, great. This is a wine spa. We are on a countryside. This fantastic, everything is here. But important thing is to enjoy these views and this smell what we have now as a fresh air. This is one of the healthiest also destination, and the people wanted simply not to rent. Maybe we have like 2 kinds of investors. Once they want to get the ROI, and which is quite high, because we are in Gambia. This is Chateau. We have a constant guests. We are 12 year on the market, so this why we can simply rent it out. But the second, the people where they don't want it to rent it out, they just wanted to use houses for their own, let's say summer houses or whatever. For them, we have created one more concept, and Antonio knows this. This is a residency, residence townhouses. We have created eco-gated green development, like a residence project with the townhouses, and there we have simply combined concept farm to table. This is in the neighborhood. You have a plenty of ecological vegetables, fruits that you can pick up and make out of them delicious Georgian like dishes, and enjoy the ecological clean products, and not only enjoy ecological clean weather. So this was our idea, and this idea worked
Like a community?
fantastic.
Like a
This is
community.
community.
The people
Get-
that they pick their fruit, the
Yes.
vegetables, they can plant
they
it.
cook and everything. There is also all infrastructure. It's a security, there is a swimming pool, there is a housekeeping, there is a service, and
It's
there
an
is
extension of what
it
you
is
have here.
an
It's
extension.
an extension of here, and it's
Absolutely.
real close by.
It's
Actually.
very close. Actually, we can see from here, and tomorrow with our group of
Okay, then
people,
we're gonna go
we
visit.
will go and visit. And this is from here, 600 meters distance. It's the same village. And this was very nice concept. But here we have also one extension, and there we are going now to build the third phase, and this is about villas again, but by the lake. As we have their green eco gastronomic experience in a product way, like vegetable fruits, they want to have some fishing. No, in order
How
to
cool is
have,
that? That's Stacey Marie,
That
yeah?
is
yes,
really
we can
cool.
have a great facility by the lake. And our next project's name will be Villa Fisherman's at Lake District, because we
Villa-
are going
Villa
to Villa
Fisher-
Fisherman's.
Villa
Like
Fishermen.
fishermen's, because they're fishing activity.
Villa Fishermen.
It's a lake district.
District.
And also we will have horses there. And nowadays, you know, there is a not only dream to have your own wine and to experience your own cuvee, but also to have a dream horse. You know, a dream
In the country.
horse
You
in the
mean you're
country.
you're in the country, you have it all. Yeah.
You know,
The
and
experience.
we are in the village, we're in
Yeah.
the countryside. To have your own horse, this is about very romantic, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
And there is a huge village where you can like go jogging on your horse. And additionally, in terms of course, commercial purposes, because these villas will have own horses stable, and we will have a possibility to give our dear owners return on investment through rental activity from these villas and also rental activity from horses. So this is
Oh,
a
wonderful.
income source actually, which generates this fantastic eco green project. And you know, it's all about resilience.
I look forward to being there
Yeah.
in about a year or two, and maybe live from there we could share it
Yes.
for sure.
But
So.
Or
now
maybe I'll
we
be there
hope-
with you, Antonio.
Well, there you go. See,
Yeah, of course. So that's why
I'll
we
come.
will
I'll
have
come.
tomorrow this live actually presentation, and you will see everything. You will make a feed photos, videos, so everything will be possible. So,
beautiful.
Oh,
So lots
that's
going on. Lots
wonderful.
going on.
but now very important is I think wine.
I think so.
Oh,
I think
yes, we should get into the
I think so.
wines.
Stop on real estate.
No. Just
Important is
real
wine.
estate. Real estate is here, and we have it. But one of the main reasons I think
Of
people
course.
want to know is the wines, and I'm a little suspect because I love it here. Love the wines. I love it, but I think when you have the ambassador, somebody that knows what we're all enophiles, right? We're all enophiles. We're all lovers of wine, enthusiasts. But there's people that know wine and really, definitely, and even pairing it with certain foods, right?
Definitely.
There's a lot of science behind it. And for me, I'm
Yes.
just a lover of wine, so I'm excited here to try some of them with you guys. And so I think it's time, no, Stacey Marie?
Yes,
Make
let's do this,
introduction of
Alina.
Alina. So this is very important now section here, because we are a company, we're not developers, actually, we are in hospitality. And
Yes.
we simply combined wine and real estate, wine and nature, wine and house and horses, and many other stuff. And we are going to make a wellness and real estate, and this is in West Georgia, so not in Kaheti, but during these expo days, we will have a possibility to promote our future plan as well with wellness.
Well,
But important thing is that we are now in Kaheti, in the wine growing region of Georgia. For our foreign guests will also, always describe that this is Bordeaux of Georgia, or this is Napa Valley of US. Maybe so it will be also like regionally more, make more awareness, and with many autochthone grape varieties and uniqueness. Why Georgia became so important in the world, and then accordingly real estate and other sectors of industries of economy and everything. But important is that this product wine is has a non-stop cycle. It means that we are continuously doing 8,000 harvest Georgian wine making, which is intangible
Millennials.
tangible asset of Georgian population, and also UNESCO confirmed that. So that's why we're very proudly here doing this great traditional business. And our Helena, who comes from Germany, who has a very special name, her name is Helena Riedel. Riedel is also wine glasses, you know this. But in this case, Helena is not representing wine glasses. In this case, Helena is proudly representing Georgian wine. So that's why floor goes to Helena.
Thank you.
My beloved colleague, who I want to make a thank you for your activity, for your fantastic inputs of our wines, of our business, and you can make it better than me because she's sommelier. She's our wine ambassador, and I can go and make some real estate.
Yeah, we'll get to the wines, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to get to the wines.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Let's get to the wine. I'm so interested in finding out about your wine. So show me.
Yes, of course. I'll provide you with all the information. And okay, so right now we're going to have 4 different wines that I would like to present you. And just for the information, that's going to be 1 white classical wine, stainless steel, 1 amber traditional, 1 red dry, and we finish up with a semi-sweet red. So could I hand you a glass?
sure.
So in general, for your information, maybe I'll have it a little bit closer. We're using 2 names or 2 brands for our products since we're producing in 2 different wine styles. So the Schuchmann label is the label for our modern, as we call it here in Georgia, European styled wines. That means pure stainless steel fermentation. And we have, of course, our other wine line. That is Quevity fermentation. Quevity is the word for the Georgian clay pot, so the ancient way of making wine. So we're using Vino Terra as a label, quite self-explaining. Vino, wine in Latin, terra is earth, because the clay pots, the Quevities are placed underground in the earth. And we're starting, basically, it's also nice to compare those wines.
With the 2 different ways of making wine in the fermentation, in the clay, and you said silver,
Stainless steel.
Steel.
stainless
That's
steel,
the
that's it.
traditional.
Does it take longer? Does it take longer for it to be ready to be drink, or or is it
Yeah.
just the same
Okay, I'll explain it to you. Also, we can directly compare. So this one is the straw light colored modern wine, and the
Yes.
traditional Georgian wine color is amber. So at first, the wine production is like that. We're having the grape harvest here in September. Sometimes it continues to the mid of October. Then we're picking the grapes carefully selected, manual picking here in the nice valley. And then the grapes are brought to the winery, and then it depends how we treat the grapes. In case of producing a modern stainless steel white wine, the grapes are getting pressed, and we only let the juice ferment in the stainless steel. And that results in the typical light color. And that's the modern way of making wine, which is like worldwide spread, because in terms of efficiency and time, because that was your question, right? the production time is much shorter because we have much more technical equipment involved and we can control the whole process. But when it comes to the traditional winemaking, quality winemaking, we have a completely traditional technology. So we're using the clay pots underground for fermentation. And especially when it comes to the white wines, the big difference here is that we're using the whole grape, the skin, the pulp, and the seeds. And that's also why we get this nice amber color, because the skin carries all the color-giving pigments in it, right? And by having the long fermentation, which can take up to 6 weeks, just until the whole amount of sugar in the grape turns into alcohol. We have the skin contact, and also not only the skin, also the pulp and the seeds.
Minerals.
So
You can take, you can
you feel the texture
on the palate. Yeah.
like even when you
you can almost taste the amphora, the clay, right? The mineral. Vino, that's why it's Vino Terra.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's very
Wow.
like you smell
You smell minerals.
dry ripe
Yeah.
fruit,
Yeah.
like apricot, quince.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's more like even though it's a dry wine, it's very like sweet, but the texture is completely interesting, because the traditional Georgian amber wine is famous for its nice but well integrated tannin structure. So the tannins are located in the skins and in the seeds. And in the modern way of making wine, we're not using them. That's why the modern white wines turn out very light and
Raw color, more light. Yeah, the
crisp,
yellow.
fresh, and they're very nice wines, especially in the summer, sitting outside watching the Caucasian mountains with the snowy mountaintops. But the traditional wine is a perfect wine, for example, to pair with food, because Georgian traditional dishes are delicious, but also quite
What's the most
khachapuri,
khachapuri,
khinkali,
hinkali,
khinkali, and a lot of dishes with intense ingredients like garlic, walnuts, salty cheese, which is very typical, the salty mountain cheese called
the
Gouda
vegetables.
cheese.
I had today for lunch the vegetable, the cucumbers, the tomatoes.
Yes.
They have this texture, but also flavor that is just
Flavor. It's
like
very intense.
very intense.
Yeah.
No, not like any other tomato.
Yes,
That's
because
for sure.
it's all eco-friendly. It's all here from
And it
this
pairs
area.
well.
Yeah.
You were saying the
Exactly.
more of the traditional.
Exactly, because it has walnuts.
Okay.
Walnuts have fat, and to buffer like the tannins from the wine, but the fat, it's a nice
There's a
composition.
science. There's a science.
Science
For the
behind
wine,
this
of course.
wine,
Yeah. Knowing the right wine for the right food.
a natural
for sure.
product
Yes.
that exists very long time, but of course the people are always wanting to improve and figure out everything in detail to just get to know the product and to make the best out of it. And that's what we're doing here continuously with our guests. And
you're doing it great. I mean, I was here last year. It was too quick of a visit. That's why this year says I'm going to take my time to enjoy it.
exactly.
And then, because it's the only way. No, you don't rush it for sure.
Yes.
Oh, and loving it. Loving it. So now we had the white one, and you could clearly see the colors. I mean,
yes,
when
in the white,
You can tell the difference in the colors.
in the
that's
white,
when
Definitely.
if you have the grape, the skin and all the process making,
the process
is completely different.
the
It
process
reflects on the
defines
color.
final product, which is nice. And also just let me tell you a little bit also about the grape variety, because Georgia has a wide range in general of local endemic grape varieties. That's a big treasure. It's more than 500, exactly
500 grape varieties.
Original grape varieties that were found in Georgia. And in this case, we are having Swanet, that is the second most cultivated white grape variety here in this area, with a quite simple but funny name, because swan is at the same time the Georgian word for the color green. So the grapes are simply called green, and that is because it's an old grape variety. People named the grape varieties by their features, because even when this grape is ripe, the grapes stay green. Unlike to other grapes, they tend to get yellow or brown spots, but it stays quite green, and that's a telltale sign in the vineyards.
You are an ambassador. You are an ambassador.
Yeah, you know your stuff.
Wine, wine is culture.
Wine is
culture. And
very.
you have a deep, rich culture. It's, many countries they produce wine, and they could produce it for a couple of centuries. Here we're talking millenniums of producing wine.
Yes.
Very different.
Yes.
Very.
Yeah, wine is life.
So we had the white
okay,
and red now.
Red now, it's also
let's see the red.
Interesting. Yes, so here that is the red wine. It's also the Vino Terra label, and it's a traditional Quevri wine.
And Quevri Cuevery, it's where it's underground. The amphoras, the clay
Yeah.
pots, underground clay pots, and that's where it's fermented everything with the skin and the exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
right. It's where you taste the minerals, you taste the earth, you taste
You
the.
taste
Yeah.
like the tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel you travel back in time
It's a pretty
basically.
bottle, and this is a pretty
Yeah,
bottle.
it's a
Even
very
the shape
nice
of it,
premium
even
bottle. It's quite
And they
heavy
do,
if you want.
no, I
I
can
have a
imagine the
question
glass.
for you. When they do it, when you do it underneath the ground in clay, is it a lot stronger the wine versus the way the new tradition of making wine? Is
So
it stronger?
basically talking about the alcohol amount, no, because using the same grapes and having the same amount of sugar, you could reach the same amounts of alcohol by treating them, by fermenting them into dry wines. So, but by
Got it.
texture and structure, we have most likely more stronger wines by using the old-fashioned Georgian Cuevery technology, because we have a longer fermentation time. That means at the same time more contact with the skin, seeds, pulp, more extraction of all ingredients, starting from the minerals, aromas for the
Yeah.
aroma profile. But in terms of alcohol, sometimes we have even more in the modern way. It just depends on the amount of sugar. So the amount of alcohol is always determined by the amount of sugar in the grape and not
this is the more
technology.
traditional. Before you had stainless steel.
Yes.
Let's just say before you had modern innovations of the winemaking process.
Mhm.
That was how wine done.
Exactly.
This is how the Romans, right? They also in the clay, in the
Yes.
pots.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all the wine spread, all the old like Silk Road and other wine
This is
spread.
Saperavi.
Yes.
Oh, this is one of my
You like
favorites.
Saperavi?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, so then
That's one of my favorites.
Is it
So-
really?
And the Cuevery Saperavi. This is
As you're pouring it,
Wow.
what would
and
you
I didn't
pair
choose the wines. I didn't choose the wines. It was Helena that
I
chose.
did-
And
yeah, I picked
So,
this because
as
it's also one of his favorite wines, actually, to be honest.
as
Um,
Antonio drinks that, what kind of food would you pair that
yeah, so
wine
it's
with?
a red
for
dry
food?
wine. Yes, so thank you for the question. So actually, I would pair that dry, very full-bodied wine, but still with fruity aromas. You agree?
Mhm.
It goes perfectly to cheese, or especially in Georgia, we have Georgian khachapuri, but the melted cheese inside. Of course, the Georgian barbecue, like grill, we have dried fruit, or we have chuchela. That is
Ooh.
probably the oldest snack in the world.
Chuchella.
Chuchela. If you
Chuchela.
can't pronounce it, just say Georgian Snickers, because
Georgia.
that's the old before. Yeah, you know this. That is walnuts, and the outer layer is like
I'm actually gonna go a little further in.
Wow.
it's
Georgian
delicious.
Snickers.
Georgian
Chuchella, Georgian Snickers. I love that.
Georgian Snickers. It's very delicious. It has also fat from the walnuts and this nice coating.
Texture. It's a texture.
Like jelly,
Mhm.
like wine gum, actually, because it's grape juice, the outer layer, and that pairs perfectly to the red wine.
Saperavi.
Saperavi.
Cuevery, for
Cuevery.
example. Can you dip it? No.
No. No, in Georgia, everything is possible, but yeah, it's nice.
It's your typical
Georgian
snack.
Yeah. So the Saperavi grape is also, just to come back to the wines and grapes. The grape variety is also here an interesting grape variety, and again we have here a nice name. Because did you know that the grape variety's name Saperavi has the Georgian word peri in it, and peri means color. So that means it's the color-giving grape variety, if you would translate it. And that is because the grape is completely red. Normally, red grape varieties, they just have a red skin and the pulp is white. In this case, it's completely red. So we have much more color-giving pigments, and therefore that results in that deep
ruby color.
It's
Yeah, that's really
violet.
pretty.
Violet
The
ruby.
colors.
Violet. The color is amazing, and the taste
Yes.
also. So this wine was fermented in the traditional quarry, which are underground. And you know, why are they underground? Because underground we have a natural cool temperature, because 8,000 years ago there was no refrigerator, but people were still clever and placed the wine for fermentation and for storage underground to keep it
It maintains the temperature at a
exactly.
level that you don't have to go hot or cold, or the natural way to do it.
Using the nature and having the combination of everything
I
like
think
that.
nature years ago, the secular millennial ways, it was probably just that's where you have the process and making it, and that's where it is unique, and it's unique in the flavor it reflects about it for sure. But
Yeah.
now I can see why it's still my favorite. Now that I've learned a little bit more about Saperavi.
Yeah, because Saperavi is an amazing grape variety because it's also very versatile. Of course, we have the vineyards with the Saperavi grapes, but once we pick them and then we just decide how we treat them, because we could also produce from the Saperavi grape a semi-sweet wine. So would you like to have
Sure, we'll finish off with something sweet.
Because here we have the Saperavi.
Oh, I can see the difference in the color with that one.
Yeah, so in this case, it's a very special wine. So
and you could smell it's semi-sweet, right?
semi-sweet and it's
Is it a
chilled.
dessert
That's
wine?
important to mention. Yeah, we consider that as a dessert wine since it is one of the sweetest wine that we produce, semi-sweet.
And it's chilled.
It's chilled, yes. So only red dry wine is served like between 14 and 18 degrees Celsius. The white
Definitely
ambers
for
and the
dessert.
sweet.
This
Yeah.
is a Saperavi too.
Yes, it's
Okay.
called Kinsmarauli.
Ah,
Because Cajeti is the biggest wine growing area here in Georgia. As we know, like 70% of all the wine cultivation is here in our nice valley. But the whole valley is separated in different zones, like they have in France the appellation system characterized by soil types and microclimatic conditions. And they defined the Kinsmarauli wine zone for the production of
Wow.
semi-sweet red wines from the grape variety Saperavi, because we have a very interesting soil structure. The top layer is mostly dark brown soil. That means it attracts the warm sunlight, and overnight the warm soil releases the warmth into the grapes. The grapes are getting fully ripe and are therefore perfect for the production of sweet wines, semi-sweet wines. It's delicious.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
how sweet it is.
How
Absolutely
sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
Hey, we got 4 minutes left before we gotta go. What other
Life,
wines do you
how
have
sweet
there?
it is.
Right?
So we have in general, we are producing also we have, for example, besides the first white wine that we tried, the Swane grape, we have a Rkatsiteli, which is actually probably also even abroad the most popular Georgian grape variety. Some people may have heard about that, but we are having also the Tsinandali wine. That's also a micro zone. It's actually the classical European style wine, the first white wine produced in Georgia in the micro zone in Tsinandali. But mostly we're proud of our Quevri wine. So besides that Swane Quevri that we tried right now, we have another Kisi. Kisi is also very special. You tried?
That's what I had for lunch. The Kisi. Oh,
elegant
amber color
wine.
as well, but the different, even the on the palate, the minerals, it's completely different too.
Slightly floral.
Kisi,
because it's a very low yield grape variety. Therefore, the grapes are very intense, rich, concentrated, and that's the perfect grape also for the production of the traditional Georgian wines and Quevri.
Well,
yeah,
I think lots of culture, lots of great wines. Are you ready to come to Georgia?
Ready
I
right
think-
now to come. And you know what? I would like to see you plan a trip and invite others to come, and I'll be on that trip.
Well, you've given me food for thought. That would be a great idea.
Actually,
Wine estate tour.
Oh, that sounds great.
Wine
Oh,
and
that would be so much
wine estate
fun.
tour, Georgia. What do you think? Wine estate, Georgia.
Absolutely.
Well,
That would be a
I'll
lot of
keep you
fun.
posted. Maybe that you've given us food for thought, and we can put it together. Why not? I think it would be something. I think there's a lot of people that love wine and real estate. I'm not the only one, so that's for sure. And I think it would be a great experience. So thanks, you've given me food for thought. I think it's a great idea, actually.
It's because Tony, you you go to other places, and it's like add this on the bucket list that people could sign up.
It's exactly trade mission. Well, I would call it a wine estate mission
Yes.
for Georgia.
Mm, that would be the
2025.
best. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we organize events
Sounds
for
great.
we have people that also come to Portugal, but we organize for outside of the world, and this is definitely we can work together. So yeah, why not? Real people, real life, real estate,
Real
and
life.
wine is all part of it.
Yeah.
It's how sweet it is. Life, how sweet it is. Well,
Absolutely.
Stacey Marie,
I have a,
thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. I do have a question. Does your wines get is it exported? Can we find them in the United States to buy?
Yes, actually, you could find our wines in the United States and also in a lot of other countries worldwide, since we're exporting most of our wines, because the local people, they have their own wine production in their basement. They're completely fine. Of course, we're having also our wines on the local market, but mostly we're export oriented, like US market, Canada, European countries, there's a bunch of-
Soon Vietnam.
yeah,
Soon
and
Viet.
China,
Oh,
Japan.
Soon
wow.
Vietnam, because
Split
I was
as
just
well.
I was
Yes.
just there and I introduced
Singapore.
yeah, definitely the Asian market.
Because also Nusa mentioned it, the traditional wine production is on the World Cultural Heritage list since 2013 on the intangible list. And after that, the Georgian wine got more and more popular, and people are demanding that wine because it's authentic, the grape varieties are unique, and it's getting more and more popular worldwide.
Yay.
How
Well, thank you
sweet it
so
is.
much for being with me. I wish I could have some right now, but I know I'll come on one of the trips and definitely come enjoy.
Beautiful. Well,
Beautiful.
Georgia will expect you. The warmth of the people and the sun